It's all over. It's a done deal. The machines, they won. Let me explain to you why. So last night, I was thinking. I was thinking about the tweets I've been putting out for the past month. The tweets with inflation, the tweets of what's coming out supply, how much Hydra, vaults, etc. burned, and how much is to come. Then I did some math, and the number I landed, it scared me. I didn't think it was correct, so I did it twice, and I kept the landing around the same number. So I left it alone. I went to sleep. I just recently woke up, and the dream I had was about the machines. The machines won. Let me explain to you why. I thought about the numbers I did last night. So I recalculated them. And it comes to realize the mass extinction of Titanx has begun. And it begun almost a month and a half ago. Don't take my word for it. Men lie. Data doesn't. The blockchain never lies. So let me go over some numbers with you and explain to you why the machines won. So the remaining supply of October, once again, the remaining supply of October is 8.3 trillion Titanx to be released. You want to be exact, 8.303.26. I did all the numbers. Okay. So technically, we only have 8.3 trillion left in October. Let me remind you, Vault alone, in about 11 days or so, earned over 10 trillion solo. This is real. This is talking about taking off the market, turning it into a buy and burn, and using it for its favor. The machines are taking over. Okay. Hydra alone took in over 22 trillion in an extreme short amount of time. The machines are taking over. You see, for a long time, us users thought we had enough because we did. Supply was like 900 trillion, 800 trillion, or etc. Ridiculous numbers, right? Whatever it was, right? Every single day we had trillions and trillions and trillions coming out, right? There's some weeks that we had multiple trillions coming out. The last trillion day was a few days ago. The next biggest number is about 815, and that's about in 2 days. Never again. So let's go over the numbers. October, 8.3 trillion. November, 4.167 trillion. Half of October. And remember, this is not the full of October. This is just the remaining supply of October. And November. So the remaining supply of October combined with November is 12.47 trillion. Let's call it 12.5 trillion. Let me remind you, Vault alone took in about 10 trillion plus alone under 11 days. The machines have won. You don't believe me? Let's continue. Now, this is what scared me last night. This part. This is the part that I thought I might be wrong. But let me just double check anyways. This can't be right. There was tons of supply coming out. Everyone said it's forever. December, Judgment Day. 159 billion coming out in December. That's it. 159 billion, 0.08 billion is coming out in December. Only 25 days of mints out of the month. The machines won. You think I'm kidding? January. 2.46 billion only coming out. Not even 3 billion. February. Don't even talk about February. There's nothing. March. There's nothing. April. There's nothing. You know when things starts popping off again? Towards the end of next year. And it still is nothing. So when I go and say, what's the final number to be worried about? And you shouldn't be worried. It's already done deal. It's over. The user's lost. You want the exact number? 12.6 trillion tokens. That's it. 12.634.591. That's the magic number. That's all that's left. Standing in the way of pure hyperdeflationary. It's over, guys. And this movie, Judgment Day, right? Terminator. The mass extinction of users. Usually stories have happy endings. They have a John Connor, right? The users go back in time to find John Connor to help stop the machines. Well, fortunately, in Titanx, there is no time machine. Time is against you since day one. You know what's the greatest buy and burn of all Titanx? And people forgot this because of all the protocols. The greatest buy and burn in Titanx is time. That's the biggest holder of Titanx when it comes to burns. It's time. When you go to Titanx website, you look at the bottom right corner, there's a meter there. That meter never stops. Doesn't care about the founder, doesn't care about the users. It doesn't care about what protocol is built on what. That meter continues to go. What that meter does, it reduces the rate of how much Titanx you can mint per day with the power that you try to select. And every single second that passes by is future supply that could potentially come out that's being burnt and never even touches the blockchain. That's the greatest buy and burn. That is Skynet. That is the code that everybody hasn't figured out. That's the code. The greatest danger of Titanx is that meter that's reducing the supply you could ever have or even try to make, aka Skynet. So, what do? How do we stop it? You can't. There is no John Connor. You know why there is no John Connor? Because you know who's John Connor in this story in Titanx Kingdom? The John Connors that should have saved the users are all the devs that joined the machines. They was persuaded by the machines. And they don't even realize it. They're the John Connors that joined the machines to eradicate all the users. They build and improve the code of that meter tenfolds with the illusion of creating value in the future. What they don't realize is they choked the system of Titanx to be able to make more supply for the users. So once again, it's over. You can never make any more Titanx than we ever did before. Even 30-day mints happen, and the conversation I had with Jake, the founder of Titanx, on stream 2 days ago. And when I brought the analogy that even people make 30-day mints, frenzies, is not enough. Because before, we was able to make 8.888888 million Titanx, right? Per mint, per day, etc. Right? Remember that old formula that we used to talk about? Seems a long time ago, right? Well, now it's only about 2 million you could do. 80% reduction, if math is correct, right? So Jake on stream did the math. If you take all the users that all minted 280 days ago, and they max mint, max power, max everything, Only an estimated of 10 trillion Titanx could be duplicated again. I just told you the number that we have to beat, 12.6. I just told you one of the Terminators called Volt, what it did alone. There's not enough supply to fight against the machines. But what's interesting now is machines always get hungry. They want to be fed. They want to take over. So now soon it's going to be machine versus machine. Protocol versus protocol. Which machine gets to absorb all the Titanx for itself? This is code. Machines don't have feelings. Machines do what they do. They read the code, they execute the code. That's it. So when I made that video about a month and a half ago, picking up my wife in the city, and I put, you don't have enough Titanx. You know, the popular trend that people are saying now, no one has enough Titanx. Now you see why I said that. Now you see why my thought process was a month and a half ago when I stumbled upon particular numbers. You don't have enough Titanx. I don't have enough Titanx. No one does. So do what you will with this information. The machines took over. It's inevitable. Mass extinction of Titanx has begun. So what I'm trying to say is start tightening up your plan. Start deciding what protocols you really want to go in. Start thinking about ahead of what you're going to do. Because time doesn't stop. And it didn't stop for the main buy and burn. That little meter on the Titanx website telling you, take your time, go ahead. Because while you're taking your time, I'm destroying everything behind the code for never again to ever be used again. So understand, the machines won. And this goes for all the users. It's funny, I woke up and I looked at one of my shirts and I laughed. Let me show you the shirt. The risk I took was calculated, but fortunately, I'm bad at math. So in English, you all think you had the grand plan. You all think you understood this section, how Titanx works, how the protocols, ratio trading, all that stuff. Even foolishness myself, how foolish. I thought I understood it all. I thought I could figure all this out and game this system. Poor me, silly me. I don't realize I'm just helping the machines. You don't realize you help the machines. Machines won. Plan ahead.